Hi. No, no. Today we will start a new topic known as isomerism, which is very important in the organic chemistry. Isomerism. Isomerism. Actually, the term isomerism it is introduced by Berzelius. So this term was introduced by Berzelius, a scientist known as Berzelius. Who is Berzelius? Berzelius is a scientist who proposed vital force theory. Vital force theory. Okay, he proposed vital force theory. So as he has done a lot in the field of chemistry. Okay, right. See, actually, this isomerism it is made up of two parts. It is derived from two parts. Iso. Iso means same. Iso means same. Merism. Meros. Meros means parts. See, isomerism is derived from two words, iso and meros. Iso means same, meros means part. This isomerism, it's a phenomenon. Okay, this phenomenon is shown by the compounds. Okay, is shown by the compounds. Which compounds? Which have, okay, the compounds which have directional bonds. The compounds which have directional bonds. Okay, the compounds which have directional bonds will show such phenomenon. Okay, see what is there is a term known as isomer. Isomer or else isomers. What are isomers? Isomers are they are organic compounds. The organic compounds, okay, which have organic compounds having the organic compounds having similar, having same molecular formula, having same molecular formula. Okay, the organic compounds. So the organic compounds having same molecular formula but differ in their properties. Okay, the organic compounds having same molecular formula but differ in their properties are known as isomers. Okay, the phenomenon of existence of the phenomenon of existence of isomers is known as isomerism. Isomerism is a phenomenon. Isomerism is a phenomenon. Okay, it's a phenomenon of existence of isomers. That phenomenon is said to be isomerism. Then what are isomers? Isomers are the organic compounds having same molecular formula but differ in their properties. Okay. So we learn about this isomerism in depth so that you can understand easily. See, isomerism, it is of two types. I will give you a small example, and afterwards I will give you some more details. For example, if I have if I have molecular formula C4H10. Suppose there are two compounds. These two compounds, okay, C4 and C4 here also, they have, these two are different compounds because their connectivity is different. So these two compounds have same molecular formula, but they differ in their properties. But these two compounds, they differ in their properties. Hence, these two are said to be isomers to each other, and these are the isomers of C4H10. So this is the isomer of this compound, and this is the isomer of this compound. Okay. So we will learn about these things in depth so that you can easily understand. See, before learning in depth, so we will look into the different types of isomerism. See, isomerism, it is mainly of two types. Mainly it is of two types. What are they? Structural isomerism structural isomerism and stereoisomerism. Structural isomerism, it is also called as constitutional isomerism. It is also called as constitutional isomerism. And other one is stereoisomerism. It is also called as space isomerism. So isomerism is of two types. What are they? Structural isomerism and stereoisomerism. What is structural isomerism? So which type of compound shows structural isomerism? Structural isomerism, the compounds which differ in their linkage of atoms. So structural isomerism is shown by the compounds which differ in the linkage of atoms. Compounds which differ in their linkage, in the linkage of their atoms, in the linkage or else connection, linkage or connection of their atoms, of their atoms. So such compounds are said to be structural isomers, and the phenomenon exhibited by those compounds is said to be structural isomerism. Again, this structural isomerism, it is classified into several types. One is chain isomerism, positional isomerism, another one is ring chain isomerism, ring chain isomerism. Next one is functional isomerism. Functional isomerism. Next one is isotopomerism. Next one is metamerism. And the next type is tautomerism. So like this, the structural isomerism is of several types. Okay, so chain isomerism, positional isomerism, ring chain isomerism, functional isomerism, isotopomerism, metamerism, and tautomerism. See, chain isomerism, it is also called as nuclear isomerism. It is also called as nuclear isomerism. Chain isomerism or nuclear isomerism, and it is also called as, or else it is also called as skeleton isomerism. It is also called as skeleton isomerism. Right. Next is stereoisomerism. What is stereoisomerism? Stereoisomerism is shown by the compounds in which the atoms, they differ in their spatial arrangement. So they differ. So the compounds differ in their spatial arrangement of atoms. The compounds which differ in their spatial arrangement. That means arrangement in the space, arrangement of atoms in the space. The compounds which differ in their spatial arrangement of atoms, in the spatial arrangement of the atoms. Such compounds will show space isomerism or stereoisomerism. Again, this is stereoisomerism. Okay, it is again classified into two types. One is known as conformational isomerism. One is known as conformational isomerism, and another one is known as configurational isomerism. Conformational isomerism and configurational isomerism. Okay, again this configurational isomerism is divided into two types. Geometrical isomerism and optical isomerism. Geometrical isomerism and optical isomerism. So again, this is further divide. We will learn about the further division of geometrical isomerism and optical isomerism in our regular when we learn about these things. So we will learn about their classification further. So this is the basic thing one has to know or else one has to remember, right? So we will learn all these things one by one up to this conformational geometrical isomerism and optical isomerism, and it is further divided, and even this is also further classified. So we will learn all those things in depth. So we will start from chain isomerism. What is chain isomerism? So isomerism shown by chain isomers is said to be chain isomerism. Then what are chain isomers? See, look here, we will learn about this chain isomerism. The chain isomers okay, the chain isomers are the compounds. What are chain isomers? The chain isomers are the compounds, okay, which have same molecular formula. The compounds which have same molecular formula but differ in the length of the carbon chain, the length of the carbon chain. Okay, such isomers are said to be chain isomers. The compounds which have same molecular formula but differ in the length of the carbon chain are said to be chain isomers. For example, a compound C4H10. So actually, C4H10 it's a molecular formula. So this molecular formula is shown by it is possessed by different compounds. Now let us learn. Suppose 1, 2, 3, 4. So it is a open chain. It is also called as straight chain because it is not having any branches. Hence we can call it as a straight chain. Straight chain means don't think like that. Don't think that it should be like this. Okay, even this is also straight chain. It is not branched chain. If it is not a branched chain, then it is said to be straight chain. So generally we will draw like this. Okay. So this is a straight chain. For straight chain, we will call it as N. So it is N-butane. N-butane. That means here it is a compound which is not having any branches and it is having 4 carbons. Okay. And single bonds are present between them. So 4 means N means single bonds. As there are 4 carbons, so we will use butane, and it is not having any branches, hence we use N-butane. So this is one compound. Now let us see another compound. See how many carbons are there? 1, 2, 3 carbons. And the 4th carbon is like this. Okay. So here this is the chain and this is the side chain. So now this compound is having a branch. See, actually this is propane, and methyl group is present. Hence it is called as 2-methyl propane. So these two are having the same molecular formula, C4H10, CH3, CH3, CH2, CH2, CH3. Altogether how many? So 4 carbons and 10 hydrogens. Here also CH3, CH3, CH, CH3. See, the length of the carbon chain, it is only 3 carbon length, but here it is 4 carbon length. These two compounds, they have same molecular formula, but they differ in the length of the chain, length of the carbon chain. They differ in the length of the carbon chain. Hence these two are said to be chain isomers. These two are chain isomers to each other. Let us see another example. C5H12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it is not branched. Hence N-pentane. N-pentane. So now this is also called as isobutane. It is also called as isobutane. Isobutane, it is a common name. This is a common name and this is the IUPAC name. So even isobutane, this common name is accepted by IUPAC people. Hence we may use this this name also. But this is common name. For certain compounds, the common names are also accepted by IUPAC people. Hence we may use isobutane also instead of writing 2-methyl propane. So we may use isobutane also. What is this one? Now unbranched N-pentane. What is this one? So this is a chain of 4 carbons only, and there is a branch side chain, 1 carbon. So a branch of 1 carbon branch, it is attached to this 4 carbon chain. So now it is what? It is butane, and the second carbon, it is attached, the second carbon, to second carbon methyl group is attached. So 2-methyl butane is the name of this compound. So this is IUPAC name, and its common name is isobutane, isopentane. It's also called as isopentane. N-pentane is different from isopentane. The properties of this one is entirely different from the properties of this one. And another compound can be written with the same molecular formula, C5H12. So this is another compound which also possess this same molecular formula, C5H12. So what is the name of this compound? See here, it is having only 3 carbon length. 3 carbon length means propane. It is propane but having 2 branches. Here 2 methyl groups are attached. On the second carbon 2 methyl groups are attached. Hence the name is 2,2 dimethyl 2,2 dimethyl propane. 2,2 dimethyl propane. It is also called as neopentane. Neopentane is a common name. Even so, this name is accepted by IUPAC people. Hence, we may call this compound by this name or else by this IUPAC name. So this is actually common name, but still it is accepted by IUPAC people. See, these three are different compounds, but they possess same molecular formula C5H12. They differ in the length of the carbon chain. So here it is 5 carbon length, and whereas this chain is only 4 carbon length, whereas this chain is only 3 carbon length. Okay, these compounds, they differ in the length of the carbon chain, but they possess same number of atoms, same number of carbon atoms and same number of hydrogen atoms. Hence, these N-pentane, isopentane and neopentane are said to be chain isomers to each other. So these two are chain isomers of this one, and these two are chain isomers of this one, and these two are chain isomers of this one. So like this. Okay. See, so this is C4H10, this is C5H10. See, remember one thing. First three members. First three members of alkanes do not show chain isomerism. They do not show chain isomerism. The first three members of alkanes do not show chain isomerism. What are the first three members of alkane? Methane, ethane and propane. So this is butane, this is pentane. So like this. Okay, see, if you see alkanes, different alkanes, they show different number of isomers. With the increase in number of carbon atoms, the number of isomers formed will increase. For example, if you take from C4 onwards, because first three members, they do not show chain isomerism. If they do not show chain isomerism, they occur only in one form. C4H10. C4H10, it has two isomers. This compound has two, which isomers? Chain isomers. This compound, this molecular formula has two chain isomers. C5H12, it has three chain isomers. C6H14, this molecular formula, with this molecular formula, so 5 chain isomers exist. Remember, sometimes in competitive exams, so this number may asked. Okay, so in few exams, so this number is been asked. Okay, this is C7H16. With this molecular formula, 9 chain isomers exist. With this molecular formula, 18 chain isomers exist. With this molecular formula, 35 chain isomers exist. So with this molecular formula, C10, H22. So with this molecular formula, C10, H22. So with this molecular formula, 75 chain isomers exist. So like this. That means with the increase in number of carbon atoms, so the number of chain isomers will increase. The number of isomers formed by the compound increases with the number of carbon atoms of the compound. Right. See another example. So what is it is a closed chain. but still it is a chain only, but closed. 1 2 3 4 5 6 member chain. Okay, so this one and this one, see, they differ. The number of carbon atoms are same in both the compounds. The number of carbon atoms are same in both the compounds, but the length of the carbon chain, it is 6 member chain and it is 5 member chain. They differ in the length of the carbon chain. This is cyclohexane, methyl cyclopentane. Okay, cyclohexane and methyl cyclopentane, these two are different compounds. Okay, having same molecular formula. How do they differ? They differ in the length of the carbon chain. Hence, these two are said to be chain isomers to each other. For example, with this molecular formula, suppose this molecular formula, with this molecular formula, OH group, that this is one carbon, this is another carbon, this is another carbon, this is another carbon. So OH group is present. Now here 4 carbon straight chain, and to this end carbon OH group is present. So here it is 3 carbon chain and one more carbon is present, but it is the side chain to this main chain. So on this carbon OH group is present. See, these two are different compounds having same molecular formula. CH3, CH2, CH2, CH2OH. Okay, so here also CH3, CH, CH3, CH2OH. See, these two are the compounds which are possessing the same molecular formula, but they differ in the length of the carbon chain. As they differ in the length of the carbon chain, so they are said to be chain isomers to each other because they show same molecular formula and they differ in the length of the carbon chain. Okay, such isomers are said to be chain isomers. So what is the name of this one? This is called as butyl alcohol. This is called as isopropyl alcohol. This is butyl alcohol and this is isopropyl alcohol. Okay, so these two are different. Now let us see another example. These two compounds will have same molecular formula, but they differ in the chain, in the carbon chain. So it is 3 member chain, but this is what? This is 2 member chain. So the carbon which is directly attached to the ring, so it should be treated as first carbon. Okay, so it is a 2 member chain, and this is a carbon a side chain attached to this carbon. So now these two are also said to be chain isomers. Okay, these two are also said to be chain isomers to each other. Another example we will see. See here, ethyl group is attached to this benzene ring. See this chain and this side chain. See, now these two compounds are also said to be chain isomers to each other. So here the length of the chain is differing. So this is two member chain and this is one member chain. These two are compounds having same molecular formula but having different length of the chains. Hence they are said to be chain isomers. So this is called as ethyl benzene and this is called as here one methyl, another methyl, dimethyl. So 1,2-dimethyl benzene, 1,2-dimethyl, 1,2-dimethyl benzene. So like this, these two are said to be chain. These two are said to be chain isomers. We will see one more example. So the phenomenon of existence of such compounds is said to be chain isomerism. Okay, the phenomenon of existence of chain isomers is said to be chain isomerism. Then what are chain isomers? Chain isomers are the compounds which have same molecular formula but differ in the length of the carbon chain. Okay, such isomers are said to be chain isomers. Another example we will see. One more example. Suppose with this molecular formula, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carbons and one NH2 group is present. So to this carbon, NH2 group is present. So it is 5 carbon chain. Now it is 4 carbon chain only, but a chain of CH3 it is present. So to this carbon, NH2 group is present. NH2 group is attached. See these two compounds, they have same molecular formula. Another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carbons and to one carbon NH2 group is present. NH2 group is attached to one carbon. So even this one is also having same molecular formula. So this is 5-member chain. This is only 4-member chain and it is 3-member chain. These compounds, they differ in the length of the carbon chains. They have same molecular formula but differ in the length of the carbon chains. Hence these are also said to be chain isomers to each other. So like this, there are so many examples. So we have seen some of the examples. Okay, so finally we came to an understanding that the chain isomers are the compounds with the same molecular formula but they differ in the length of the carbon chain. Okay, right. Now we will learn about the positional isomerism. The next isomerism is positional isomerism. I think you understood what is chain isomerism. Chain isomerism means here chain isomers. Existence of chain isomers is said to be chain isomerism. What are chain isomers? The compounds with same molecular formula but different length of the carbon chain are said to be chain isomers. So now we learn about positional isomerism. See what are the positional isomerism is shown by positional isomers. Okay, positional isomers show positional isomerism. Then what are positional isomers? Compounds having same molecular formula and same length of carbon chain. Compounds having same molecular formula and same length of carbon chain. Okay, but differ. They differ, but differ in the position of. But they differ in the position of either functional group or either substituents. If they differ in the position of functional group or position of substituents or position of multiple bonds. Okay. So that means compound having same molecular formula and same length of carbon chain but differ in the position of either functional group or substituents or multiple bonds. Such compounds shows what? Positional isomerism. Okay, such compound shows this isomerism. Which compound shows this isomerism? The compounds which have same molecular formula and same length of carbon chain but they differ in the position of either functional group or substituents or multiple bonds. For example, let us see this one. A molecular formula C3H8O. See, CH3, CH2, CH2OH. So OH is attached to this carbon. Okay. Now let us see another compound CH3, CH3, OH. See, these two compounds have same molecular formula and they have same functional group. Here, but the thing is, so this OH group is present on the first carbon, but here the OH is present on the second carbon. Okay, so here the position of the OH is differing. So here the locant is first carbon, whereas here the locant is second carbon. These two compounds, they have same molecular formula and same length of carbon chain, 3 carbon chain, here also 3 carbon chain, but they are differing, but differ in the position of functional group. Here these two are differ in the position of their functional group. Okay, hence these two are said to be positional isomers to each other. So what is the name of this one? One propanol and this is 2 propanol, or else propan 1-ol, this is propan 2-ol. These two are different compounds. Okay, these two are different compounds. They show different properties. As they are different compounds, they possess different properties. Such compounds are said to be positional isomers to each other. They have same length of carbon chain. This 3 carbon length chain, and here also 3 carbon length chain. Okay, let us see another example. C3 H7Cl. Let us see another example. So chlorine group is present on this carbon. Chlorine is present on other carbon. So here this is a substituent. This is a substituent. See, these two compounds, they have same molecular formula, but and they have the same length of the carbon chain also. The length of the carbon chain is same in both the cases, but they differ in the position of the substituent. So here on the first carbon substituent is present, but here on the second carbon the substituent is present. As these two compounds, they differ in the position of the substituents, they possess same molecular formula and same length of carbon chain. These two compounds are said to be positional isomers to each other. So this is the positional isomer of this one, and this is the positional isomer of this one. We will learn some more examples of positional isomerism. C4H8. So with this molecular formula, these two are different compounds. They possess same molecular formula. This one and this one possess same molecular formula. I didn't write hydrogens, so just you imagine, you count according to the valencies of carbon, just you put the hydrogens. Okay, so I am writing only the skeleton structure. So now the length of the carbon chain here, it is 4 carbon chain, and this is also 4 carbon chain. So these two are having same molecular formula and same length of carbon chain, but they are differing in the position of the multiple bond. So here the first carbon is having multiple bond, whereas here the second carbon is having multiple bond. Differ in the position of multiple bonds. If they differ in the position of multiple bonds also, I mean here the conditions is that same molecular formula, same carbon, same length of carbon chain, but they are differing in the position of the multiple bonds. Hence these two are said to be positional isomers to each other. This is called as 1-butene, this is 2-butene. 1-butene and 2-butene are positional isomers to each other. Suppose look here, these 3 compounds, they have same molecular formula, but they have difference, even the same length of the carbon chain. It is 6 carbon chain, closed chain, and this also 6 carbon closed chain, this also 6 carbon closed chain. But the position of the other chlorine, see, one chlorine is fixed, the position of the other chlorine is changing. These 3 are said to be positional isomers to each other. This is 1,2-dichlorobenzene, 1,3-dichlorobenzene, and 1,4-dichlorobenzene. So like this, these 3 are said to be positional isomers, because they show same molecular formula and same length of the carbon chains, but they are differing in the position of the substituents. We'll see another example. See now these three compounds have same molecular formula, same length of carbon chain, but they are differing in the position of the substituents. Hence these three are said to be positional isomers to each other. So this is called as 2-amino toluene. So this is the base compound. This is the base compound toluene. See 2-amino toluene. This is 3-amino toluene. This is 4-amino toluene. So like this, the positional isomerism or else positional isomers can be explained. See, we will learn about the other types of isomerism in the next video. Okay.